My name is Brittany, and this is my story. Nine years ago, I started this YouTube channel, and in 2019, it was shut down. Some of you already know this part, but you don't know everything. So let's go back to the beginning. I was sick most of my life, with one chronic infection and condition after another. I spent decades pretending I was fine during the day, and then crying myself to sleep each night, literally crawling out of my skin in pain. It started with asthma and repeated bronchitis episodes that had me missing every family celebration, and turned into chronic whooping cough that left me gasping for breath and wheezing in desperation. My teens brought a new stream of agony. Appendicitis, surgery, and antibiotics started a host of gut issues, acne, extreme menstrual pain that had me vomiting and fainting all over school. Low self-esteem and deep emotional sensitivity led me to seek refuge in smoking, drugs, stimulants, alcoholism, and sadly, abusive relationships. At 14, I moved out and had the added stress of financially providing for myself. Soon came monthly bladder infections, kidney infections that left me screaming in pain and on perpetual antibiotics. At 16, I almost died. I was hospitalized for septicemia due to bacterial meningitis, late-stage pneumonia, and multiple organ failures resulting from drug abuse. I remember feeling my mother's tears fall over my medicated body as I half-consciously heard the doctors say that I likely wouldn't make it. 3 weeks on 24-hour-a-day IV antibiotics, sedatives, and heavy opiates devastated my body. And when I was finally and miraculously released from the hospital, I legitimately felt like I had died and been reborn into hell. I no longer recognized my body, my thoughts, or my emotions. I felt dead inside, lifeless, unable to digest even basic foods, and riddled with insatiable sugar cravings, mood swings, crippling anxiety, extreme acne and eczema, body dysmorphia, and soul-crushing depression. Within 3 months, I had developed a full-blown eating disorder that went on to impact every single part of my life and health for the next decade. I continued to be hospitalized for a multitude of infections, mostly bladder and kidney, pneumonia, strep, gastritis, pancreatitis, and so many others. I've actually lost track. At 24 years old, after a final bulimic purge that left my heart pounding erratically, my stomach screaming, my face covered in a cold sweat, and a toilet bowl full of blood, I had a complete mental breakdown. I just knew in my heart that if I continued, I would not survive another year. I had no choice to at least try and clean up my lifestyle and eating habits, and most of all, attempt to leave my eating disorder behind. My newfound nutrition and lifestyle habits really helped, actually, to end my eating disorder and restore my relationship to food, but oddly enough, seemed not to help my chronic health issues at all. And on my 25th birthday, after my latest round of antibiotics hadn't removed my unbearable bladder burning, I was finally diagnosed with interstitial cystitis, a horrifically painful and supposedly incurable ulcerative bladder disease. Over the next 6 months, seeing specialist after specialist, I was further diagnosed with chronic heart arrhythmia, inflammatory bowel syndrome, colitis, Hashimoto's hypothyroidism, IBS, Lyme disease, multiple sclerosis, and a thyroid tumor. The worst part of it all was that my only solution seemed to be to remove my thyroid, remove my bladder, and part of my intestines, in addition to a lifetime subscription of immune-suppressing medication. I mean, I was in shock. I honestly had no idea what to do next, but I knew for sure that carving out my organs and suffering forever on drugs couldn't be all there was for me. I simply refused for this to be my reality. Something in me just knew that there was more. So I started looking for alternatives, and I started implementing every single one of them. And this is when my healing actually started. I didn't know it then, or even for many years to come, but with my newfound empowerment, my healing had already begun. I spent hours, days, months, years researching over 15 hours a day on every single thing health related. I read about and studied natural healing, interstitial cystitis, gut issues, detoxification, nutrition, Ayurveda, natural hygiene, fasting, juicing, heavy metals, parasites, candida, liver cleansing, colon cleansing, kidney flushing, lymph cleansing, hydration, toxins in the environment, and how to protect myself from them, embedded infections, the microbiome, and infinitely more. I even studied and became certified in naturopathy. I tried every protocol, every detox, every extremist, lunatic cleansing procedure in existence, every type of enema, every heavy metals detox, and every single diet I had ever heard of, including, but not limited to, the Candida diet, Paleo, SCD, GAPS, AIP, FODMAPs diet, keto, keto vegan, carnivore, lemon water fasting, straight lemon juice fasting. And friends, that one was not fun. The water cure, the master cleanse, the master fast, coconut water fasting, fat fasting, and coconut oil flushing, high carb raw vegan, low carb raw vegan, fruitarianism, fermented food fasting, bone broth fasting, herbal tea fasting, juice fasting, very long water fasts, my longest being 35 days. I fasted over 60 days in under 2.5 months. I even did several rounds of dry fasting. And I documented all of it. I tried every herb, tea, supplement, and healing protocol that I stumbled across. And I repeatedly put my body through the grinder as I tested every healing method, hypothesis, and theory there is for the next 3 years. The end result was a lot of trial, way more error, lots of crying, and yet also finding wild success in decreasing my own pain levels to almost negligible, until I was finally able to fully heal myself. Most of all of this helped me learn more about the human body and health than I ever even knew was possible. I analyzed everything about the body, how it works, why it does the things it does, how our body cleanses itself, how it heals itself, and why extremist approaches are not necessary to find success in health. I discovered the mind, soul, and body connection, and why mindset is so critical to achieving genuine and profound healing. I found out how to work through my past traumas, how to ditch my toxic emotional patterns, and I had a lot of them, and exactly how to master my diet and lifestyle to promote the fastest inner healing. I learned how to let go of everything that I didn't need and how to give my beautiful body everything that it did. I discovered the best way to nourish my body, how to support it in cleansing, and how to begin to feel safe in a body that had only ever shown me physical pain. I learned how to cut out the people and habits in my life that were keeping me sick. I learned how to have healthy relationships and set proper boundaries, at least for the most part. I uncovered my hidden passion for health and transformative healing, and most of all, my gift for successfully helping others to achieve the same. My years of suffering enabled me to have such a great understanding of the human condition, and even more importantly, how to master it. I was so excited. Throughout this process, I started the Montreal Healthy Girl YouTube channel and began sharing everything I was discovering with the world. I felt compelled to share my success and all of the tools I had uncovered and believed could free humanity from their pain and suffering. It started with my own complete healing, was fueled through sharing my truth on this YouTube channel, and ended with me finding my purpose. Without even trying, I became a renowned chronic disease specialist and was helping dozens of thousands of people from all over the world to completely reverse their health challenges and reclaim impressive levels of health. I literally could not believe that this was my life. Over time, my channel brought me unexpected publicity, and I started collaborating and partnering with some of the most powerful names in the health industry. I was making a huge impact, and I literally spent my evenings crying in gratitude as I read all of the magical feedback that I was getting under my YouTube videos. My inspiration just kept flowing. And after posting my healing remedy for HIV, EBV, herpes, HPV, and CMV, my channel went, no pun intended. My subscriber numbers grew from around 50,000 to over 150,000 people in a few short months. In 30 days, I had over 1.1 million views on my video, and my channel exploded to over 11 million views overnight. It didn't end there either. The traction from this video brought people to all of my videos, and all of a sudden, my hypothyroid protocol was the #1 thyroid healing video watched on YouTube. My cancer and protocol videos went viral as well, as people kept writing me about their successful healing results. I was being interviewed regularly, was featured in high-profile magazines, and was in the process of starring in the Gaia Amazon Prime documentary, Fasting. Life was pretty exciting, guys, I'm not gonna lie. And then the ball dropped. I became so big and influential that I was suddenly flagged and tagged as a threat to the many lies that run our health and disease industries. It started with one slanderous article aimed to tarnish my reputation and credibility, and quickly escalated into a perfectly executed worldwide slander campaign that devastated my life, finances, and health for the next 2 years. At first, it was channel demonetization, online assault and harassment, and character assassination aimed to discredit my work. When that didn't deter me from continuing to share, the next step became threatening my insurance company and forcing them to stop covering me, while trying to bully and scare me into censoring my own videos. When I still didn't back down, it became legal fines, strangers coming to my home, private intimidation calls from government and well-known pharmaceutical companies, and finally, death threats started popping up in my social media DMs in combination with the launch of an almost impressively evil and elaborate smear campaign filled with lies and character defamation airing all over the news worldwide. I sat in my living room, crying my eyes out as a client messaged me about seeing me on the news in Australia. I turned on the TV to watch a news episode in my home city claiming that I had murdered my mother's brother, my own uncle, with a juice cleanse. My family was enraged, as was my deceased uncle's wife, because they all knew the truth. My uncle had abandoned his natural healing protocol, which, for the record, never even included fasting or juice fasting, in favor of pursuing chemotherapy because he, like most people, gave in to the fear, had very little faith in holistic modalities, and believed wholeheartedly in conventional medicine. My beautiful and charismatic uncle unfortunately suffered irreversible and lethal side effects to his and died within a few months of treatment. On his deathbed, he told my mother that he knew that he had chosen wrong and regretted his decision. Our hearts were broken. In December 2019, just before the holidays, after a 2-year fight against what felt like evil forces way larger and more powerful than I, exhausted, bankrupted, back home in Montreal with my family, I finally lost the fight. I received one final and direct notice that all of my Montreal Healthy Girl disease-based videos and content would be removed, which was basically all of them. I was about to lose over 400 videos, thousands of hours of information, and potentially my entire channel. I literally panicked. I had only 24 hours to back up all of my content before I lost my entire life's work and all of the remedies that I knew had worked for so many different people. I honestly couldn't let all of my hard work disappear. I couldn't let the information that I knew could help end suffering on Earth be inaccessible. So despite being bankrupted, in poor health at the time, cripplingly exhausted, burnt out, and emotionally dispirited on a level I never even knew was possible, I began the slow steps of developing my own private version of YouTube. I would be lying if I didn't share that it was hard. I deliberated for weeks on whether I even wanted to remain in the health field, if it was worth the threat to my health and my life. I wondered and worried if I was even skilled enough to build and run my own platform. And I didn't have any idea how I would come up with the money to fund such a huge project. I barely slept, and I went back and forth on all of the options and hunted for all the necessary solutions. And then it was clear. Despite the doubt, fear, and uncertainty, over the next 3 months, with the help of a true earth angel and dear friend, and my incredible partner at the time, I built what I now proudly and lovingly call the Wevolve Tribe. So if you're wondering what happened to me and why I don't post here anymore, or where all my videos went, now you know. Looking back on my life, and there's way more than I was able to cover in this video, and especially after the last decade, with everything I've survived, witnessed, learned, and experienced, I sincerely believe that I was brought here to share my truth. Because only when we know the whole truth, with all of the facts exposed, and are made aware of every single option available to us, can we truly know the right path to take and ultimately realign ourselves to the light with the health, happiness, success, peace, and radiance that is our birthright. I think we can all agree that I'm not working in the most adored or idolized field, and I am aware that my work, theories, and content might not be recognized as the truth that it is for decades, or even in my lifetime, but none of that matters. They can attack and censor me. They can threaten, defame, and bankrupt me. They can try and turn the world against me. They can even poison me. But what they can't do is stop me. Because at the end of the day, a million perfectly crafted lies can't stand up to one basic truth. Doctors break your spirit. Medicine is poison. Disease is not permanent. And you can heal. I love you guys, my beautiful and loyal Montreal Healthy Girl family. I'm hoping to see you in the Wevolve Tribe and on my new Brittany Amber Ariel personal YouTube channel, where I plan on sharing vlogs and singing about truth. But either way, I'm wishing you all of the health, happiness, magic, and freedom that this life has to offer, now and always.